you can still follow us and watch all our live videos via our Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/BroadStreetRadioNG. Also follow us on Instagram, it's at BroadStreetRAD, and on Twitter as well. Join in on the conversation, it's at BroadStreetRAD. It's time for the Scam Alert segment. If you're new, you're welcome. This is the segment where I discuss all things related to fraud and preventing yourself from falling victim to various kind of frauds or scams. And I'll be revisiting the topic, preventing yourself from getting scammed online. The world has gone digital. Almost every business is online these days, and we do most of our transactions just from the comfort of our homes, our offices, the classroom, wherever we are. And the ease of doing some of these transactions has also exposed us to one form of scam or another. There are always, these criminals online looking for ways through which they scam unsuspecting victims of their hard-earned money through perhaps maybe getting their information, their BVN, the private information, their passwords, whatever the case is. But not to worry, this should not deter you from doing regular transactions online, because there are ways through which you can prevent yourself from getting scammed, and that's my job, and that's the reason why I decided to take on this topic, because the internet has become one of the most popular tools that is oftentimes used to commit fraud, and criminals are becoming more and more sophisticated with their hacking techniques as well. So as they're becoming more sophisticated, it's important that you also arm yourself with useful tips and information to also protect you from their schemes. So as a result, it is extremely important as a consumer, as a customer, to use only trusted, secured wireless networks when completing your financial transactions, and understand that all personal information shared online can and may be used by fraudsters to commit online fraud. Just yesterday, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and someone asked for my phone. Oh, please, can I quickly check something on your phone? And immediately she called my attention. She said, you shouldn't give your phone to random people, even though you know them, but you don't even trust this person, so you shouldn't even give them your phone. That someone recently got, it's fraud, it's a scam as well. She got scammed, whereby someone visited her and asked for a phone, used a BVN to loan money from one of these places though. The story was quite bizarre. I wouldn't want to go in depth into it. So you'd see, your private information should be private. Things like your account number, your passwords, your BVN, those very critical and important information, I don't think you should save them on your phone. I know remembering some of these numbers can be quite tedious, but it has no place on your phone. Your phone can get missing at any point in time, which may leave you at the mercy of someone who might decide to pick it up and do whatever it is that they wish at that time. So also keep your computers and mobile devices up to date. I'm sure most of us have those apps on our phones that we keep getting notifications to update, and we keep ignoring them. The reason is most of the developers of this app keep making these apps better, including security information that guards and protect users as well. So make sure that your devices are up to date, having the latest security software, web browser, or operating system, which have the best defenses against maybe virus, malware, and other online threats as well. So it's also important that you turn on automatic updates so you receive the newest fixes as they become available as well. Need I remind you that it is pivotal and very, very important to set strong passwords. That's why you see some apps, when you want to set your password, some will say, oh, too weak or too poor, or they'll rate it according to the strength, low, middle, or I, whatever the case is, but a good and a strong password that is at least, let's say, 8 characters, a mix of maybe uppercase, lowercase, some special characters, numbers as well, could be great. I tell you, strong password, the importance of strong password cannot be overemphasized. Also, it's important to watch out for phishing scams. Some use fraudulent emails and websites to trick users to disclosing private accounts or login information. It's important that you do not click on links or open any attachments or pop-up screens from sources you're not familiar with. There's this particular website, I wouldn't want to mention their name, that I download movies from. That website is notorious for this type of pop-ups. You see all sorts of pop-ups for hookups, for hangouts, pop-ups for fraudulent activities, and I don't know why the owner of the website allows such. I don't know, perhaps they collect money for adverts from those people, but if you click some of these pop-ups, you're likely to fall for a fraudulent scam online. So watch out for these pop-ups and avoid them as much as possible. Then keep your personal information personal. Yes, hackers can use maybe your social media profile to figure out your password and answer those security questions in the password reset tools. Yes, I said it earlier that they're increasingly becoming smarter and smarter, and this is one of the ways. So lock down your privacy settings and avoid posting things like, let's say, birthdays, addresses, your mother's maiden name, your siblings' full name, things like that, that could likely suggest to them that, oh, these are clues, or these are some of the names that you've used as your passwords. I know a lot of people are increasingly becoming aware of the need to create better passwords, but there's still people who still use their mom's name as their passwords, or their mom's birthday as their passwords, or their address as well as their password. So be wary of requests to connect from people that you do not know as well. It happens a lot on Instagram, a lot on this one. You see so many of these binomo people, and they would have their display picture would be the picture of, perhaps, let's say, a very popular public figure. No public figure would, come open a fake page or a fake page that is not verified to come ask you to come invest. So it is high time we stop falling for some of these tricks. Also, be wary from requests from people, or connect from people you do not know. I, for one, I know and I take it very, very seriously. When I see someone just go on a liking spree on my Instagram, and immediately I'm checking you out, looking at who you are, trying to verify, because I find it very weird that I would follow someone and I just immediately start liking all their pictures. It is very weird to me. Maybe I'm different, or maybe I'm just being paranoid. But for me, that's a huge red flag, and I do not take it lightly. When I see you do that, I activate the block button immediately. Also, shopping safely is key as well. So before you shop online, make sure the website uses secure technology as well. And when you reach the checkout screen, verify that the web address begins with the https dot. Also check to see if any tiny locked padlock symbol appears on the page as well. Then read the site's private policies. This may seem like a daunting task, being that we have a problem with reading culture, especially in this country. Even when we go to the banks and want to open an account number, they tell you, okay, these are the terms and conditions. We just go ahead to say, who has time to read these long things? And then when things happen, they tell you, oh, but you saw the terms and conditions, which can be quite unfortunate. So you should look through the policies, especially when you say, oh, this website does not or takes cookies and blah blah blah. And also, so though long and complex privacy policies may be, they tell you how the site protects your personal information that it collects. So if you do not see or understand a site's privacy policy, consider doing business elsewhere. Consider not following through. So more so, Scammers pretend to be from an organization you know. Like this morning, I got a message from an unknown WhatsApp number that I do not know, asking me to register for a program, and immediately they went on to list all the benefits I will eat. They will give me a goodie bag and all that, and I immediately, it just caught my attention that why would you want to sell a seminar to me, and the first thing is to advertise a goodie bag to me, trying to entice me. No, the first point of action should be that you would explain to me what I stand to benefit as a participant, not in terms of material value, but in other aspects as well, maybe intellectually, maybe to help boost my business, to help boost my career. So watch out for this people faking it to be from an organization that you know. And like I said earlier, they would always say there is a problem or there is a price, as the example I just gave. Also, they will pressure you to act immediately. They are very good at it. They will pressure you to act immediately to get you to want to make that final purchase. Do not fall for it. They want you to act before you have time to think, because if you're on the phone, they might tell you not to hang up, so you can't check out their story, you can't Google if they are valid, you cannot look up the story, you cannot look up that program, you can't look up that product. They might also threaten to maybe arrest you or do something negative to your loved ones and your family members. And we know when they mention maybe our parents, it triggers us. There's this trigger, there's this play on our emotion to get us to want to take that action immediately. Do not fall for it, because one of the duties is to weaken your resolve. So as a smart person, do not allow them weaken your resolve. So they also tell you to pay through specific means. They are becoming smarter. Scammers have legit account numbers. I tell you, there was this blog that I followed, and a skit maker decided to create a fake page that looks like the real blog, and was using it to scam people. And he even went ahead to open an account with one of the commercial banks, using the name of the blog and all that. And it got me thinking, how do these people even get away with so much? Or is it that the banks themselves are not even verify information that is even being provided as well? So remember to block unwanted calls and messages, especially when they call to start asking you to pay through certain means or sending your personal information. So do not give out your personal financial information, like your BVN, your bank account number, your credit card numbers, or your debit card numbers. Also, if you get an email or text message from, let's say, a company you do business with and you don't think is real, I'm sure there's someone you could call to verify as well. Sometimes they are aggrieved employees, or who may not even be happy with their bosses, may decide to step out and do something crazy. Since they have a directory of their customers as well, they might just decide to play a fast one on their bosses just to get back at them. So resist the pressure to act immediately. Do not always be in a haste to act immediately, because legitimate businesses will always give you time to make your decision. So anyone who pressures you to pay or give them personal information is likely to be a scammer. So it's important. So also, I always say this: let us make it our duty to always educate our older ones, our grandmas, our mom, who may not be so tech savvy, but because they see everything that has gone digital, they also want to try their hands at some of these things. Unfortunately, they are one of the biggest targets when it comes to scams, especially scamming the elderly. It is not just popular in Nigeria, even in other climes, even in the Western world. You'd see it, you can look it up. You'd see a lot of scams that have been unfolded, scam targeting the older people, targeting retirees as well, because they know they are vulnerable, and at that stage some of them may not be in the best of mindset at that time. So it's important that we put them through, we talk to them. Also, if you feel like you've fallen prey or you're about to, it's important to talk to someone, ask questions before you decide to fall victim. Times are hard, money is hard to get now. You know, a lot of people are really struggling to get by. So whatever it is you have, guard it and guard it properly. More to come for you on the afternoon business show. It's still your number one business radio.